Then coming to define document type and number ranges. So for the purpose of posting my accounting entries, I need document, right? So financial accounting, document, financial accounting and global settings, document. We can activate, of course, T code here. So document types, OBA7 is the document, the T code, right? Define document types for entry view. Execute this. Don't forget to read the documentation there. Now the standard document for GL accounting is that is called SA. Even here I told you we use SA for GL document. DR, DZ, DG are going to be used for the purpose of customer related documents. So let us first define SA. SA, let us choose SA here. Come down, come down. SA is there. SA GL account document. Now for this I need to define number range. Double click here and don't change this number range 01. 01 and here you can see account types allowed. Assets, customer, vendor, material, GL account. This means with this document I can post accounting entries with reference to assets, customers, vendor, material, GL account. Everything I can use. So that is my main purpose. Now this document type is client level, means that is high level, and any company code can use these document types. When it is reversed, system uses document type AB. Just like SA, this is another document type that also uses the same number range. Click on
what is reverse document type?
Reverse. If you want to say you made a mistake in posting the document in SAP, we cannot delete a document. I think you know this, right? Once a document or entry is posted, you cannot delete it. There is no provision for deletion of entry because for the sake of safety and security. Because say if an accountant posted a document, so my boss doesn't like me, so he has deleted the entry and he want to take me to a task, then who is going to help me? Or I myself has posted document and I want to delete it and I have deleted, right? Who's going to take care of all these things? So that's why deletion is not at all there in SAP. Then what happens if I made a mistake? Yeah, by mistake I have posted an entry with mistake. Means don't worry, just reverse it. So when you reverse, I need not manually reverse it. I can ask the system, just click on reversal, it will reverse it. But when you reverse it, system takes the document type AB.
Okay.
And click on number range information. I'm taking my company code DRL. Here intervals display. This is status. This is creation of intervals. Click on this interval button. Then here system has asked us to create 01 number range for 2013 from number 1 to 1 lakh. So that means whatever the GL account documents I'm posting, system takes 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 1 lakh and it will show the current number. So every year I need to make changes, right? Every year, see 1, 2013, again 1, 2014.
Upper limit?
This is from number to 2 number. This is upper limit.
Yeah. How do you know that it is going to be only maximum 1 lakh?
That you need to study the existing organization structure, and last year how
Okay.
many documents they have provided, they have posted.
Yes.
See, if they have posted say 10,000 documents, I can take 1 lakh this year, right? These only,
Okay. Right.
right? Like that,
Yeah.
for any document type I can take around 90% higher, right?
Okay.
Because I can create up to 10 digits. See how
Okay.
many are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 10 digits means there is 10 crores up to. So that's why I can, not 10 crores, 100 crores,
Yeah.
right? But here I'm taking 1 lakh. Save it. Once you save, system will give you one message. So for the time being, ignore this message, because for all other things, system has generated one request number. But for number range, it generates one warning message, right? Even that also I'll tell you, that is also related to the transportation of number ranges from one server to another server. So for this, we need to discuss about the landscape, that we'll see later.
Okay.
So I've created only one document type now, one document type and number ranges. Just come out. So now step number 17, tolerance groups for employees and assign tolerance groups to users. Tolerance group means nothing but authorization limit. Say what I'm going to do, say document tolerance groups, define tolerance groups for employees, go to new entries, say for example DRFM also I've created. So DRAM, Dr. Reddy Labs assistant manager, DRAFM kada, right? So what I'm taking, Dr. Reddy Labs assistant manager, company code DRL, and here I'm making say 5 lakhs. So not 5 lakhs, AFM can post up to 10 lakhs, say 10, up to 10 lakhs. System picks up the currency, right? And so 10 lakhs. Permitted payment differences we'll see later, not now. And this is amount per account item. For accounts receivable and accounts payable, the authorization limits will be set here, and the discount can be given. So here we'll set up here percentage. Right. Even these two we'll see when we go to the accounts receivable section. Now save it. So DRAM, come back. So DRAM is my tolerance group. Company is DRL. Come back. Assign user to the tolerance group. Assign user to the tolerance group means, say for example, I am logging with my user ID. What I am going to do, say my user ID Anand, and here what I will do is
DRAM.
DRAM. So that will be available here. That's what I wanted to show you. See, DRAM is available. Just link here. So that now for my user ID, now I can post up to only 10 lakhs. More than 10 lakhs system will not allow me. Save it.
Means the posting, the system will not allow the posting, or system will not allow the authorization.
System will not allow me to post accounting entry if the amount is
Okay.
more than 10 lakhs.
Okay.
I cannot post an entry with value more than 10 lakhs.
Okay.
So like this, we'll assign the user codes for everybody. Say AO 5 lakhs, AFM 10 lakhs, FM 25 lakhs, GMF. So like this, we'll define in this table. So assign users. Now the major steps are over. Then finally, define tax procedure, assign tax procedure. This is only a formal step. I need not do this. That is not required generally, because already once one tax procedure is there, that is sufficient. But anyhow, let me define one tax procedure. Right. Actually, the percentages, rates, etc. will define later. It is when we go to the accounts receivable and accounts payable. Double click on define procedures. Here just only this is a formal step. Even if you don't create, system will allow me, because already standard one tax procedure is already there. Right, just go to new entries. Say DRL tax. Tax procedure for DRL. DRL
What is
India.
actually tax procedure? This is the
Yeah,
percentage
see,
of tax and everything.
yeah, this percentages etc. we have to calculate later, not now. But here
Okay.
system expects one procedure to be defined for the country with some name.
Okay.
It has to be there. Otherwise, system will not allow me to post accounting entries for the country level. Right, that's why formally I'm defining one procedure, some procedure name, but actually the procedure we are going to define the tax
So
percentages
this
etc.
this tax is for which tax? The direct, indirect, or what one? Which one?
This may be central excise, customs,
Okay.
and withholding tax, for all those purposes.
Okay. For all the kind of taxes.
Yeah, we are going to define that percentages.
Okay.
See here, tax will be defined here like this. Input tax, internal purchase tax, VAT, right, all those things are standard defined by civil system. Right, close this. Then assign country to calculation procedure. This is not assign country code. So whatever the tax procedure that we have defined, that should be linked to the country. Now say country India. Against India, one tax procedure is there. Now DRL tax. So now, right, this procedure is linked to the country India. But anyhow, we have not yet defined any percentages. So that's anyhow we cannot calculate any tax now. When we go to AR and AP, we use this. Then coming to last and final step, that is define global parameters. So what is meant by define global parameters? Let us see here. Define global parameters. Here, click on this, click on position, Go to our company code, right? Double click. Now you can see the total picture. Company code DRL, right? Country India, currency INR, Hyderabad, English, language English, chart of accounts DRL, company is DRL, right? And V3 is nothing but fiscal year variant, that is April to March. And field status variant DRLF and DRPP. So field status variant we have used this one, and posting period variant we have used this one. So everything will be shown in one frame. Now apart from this, check this box and this box, because I want to see my financial statements by business area wise. Unless I choose this, system will not show me. And the next one is propose fiscal year. So every time when I am posting an accounting entry, I want the system to propose the fiscal year. Every time I need not enter. System itself take it by default. Once I start posting the accounting entries. And third one, define default value date. So default value date means value date is nothing but the date on which the value is going to be affected. Say for example, I have posted an accounting entry on 20th. When I am in the, say on 26th, whatever the today's date, right? With today's date, I'm not with today's date. Today I'm posting an accounting entry with posting date and document date as 20th. Now, system, how it understands is, okay, I'm posting the entry with past date, that is prior to the current date, and here posting date as well as the document date will be taken as 20th if I'm posting like that. But there will be one field that is called default value date. That value date system will show today's date at the time of posting an accounting entry. So generally here, say this is document date, posting date, right? So it will take both 20th I'll take, but subsequently I'll get one more field. That field is nothing but value date. That value date field will be with current date. So though my posting date and these things are different, system will take value date, right? That is the date on which the actual value has to be affected. So generally this is going to be, it will take more importance in case of banking transactions. All right, the importance of this we'll see once we post an accounting entry. Save this. Now, as of now, all 20 steps, 21, say controlling. See, in fact, at this juncture, you may get so many doubts, right? So just patiently carry forward these doubts. Once we post an accounting entry, I'll bring you back for each and every step. The relevancy I'll show you. So which step is working for what? Organization, maintain controlling area. Double click on maintain controlling area. Once we complete this, we'll close. Right, go to new entries. Say I'm creating, right, just only controlling area name. I'm using DRL. Name, DRL, CO area, controlling area. Controlling area, same as company code, cross company codes, controlling. See, generally better to select cross company code, because when you are using multi company codes, right, there may be transactions between from one company code to another company code. So cross company code cost accounting will be taken care. And currency type, here currency type I'm using, say company code currency. So many currencies are there. Let me take company code currency, and that is nothing but INR. chart of accounts, we have DRL chart of accounts. Then fiscal year variant, that is V3. What is the fiscal year variant we are going to use? V3. And standard hierarchy. Right? Some standard hierarchy, that is nothing but hierarchy of cost centers has to be defined. For that purpose we use. Anyhow, all these things we are going to study in depth when we go to the controlling area. But now just formally we are defining this controlling area for the purpose of posting my accounting entries. So I'll take right DRL standard HIER. So DRL standard hierarchy. Save it. Say yes. System is asking, shall I create this? Then
the hierarchy, if you just give the name, it is taking. If you give
yeah,
the
it
name,
will
it is
take.
taking directly.
It will take.
Okay.
Right. So this hierarchy is nothing but cost center hierarchies, etc. See, like this will create hierarchy. Right. So the name of the hierarchy on the top we use. But anyhow, we'll see about hierarchy later when we go to the controlling area. Right. Then double click on assignment of company codes. Assignment of company codes. Don't do this first. If you are going to use this one, system will throw us out. That is, it will throw us to the easy access screen. And here, assignment of company codes. Click on new entries. So my company code is, so what are the company code that I have, that will be visible here. DRL. Save it. Then go to activate components. Here, just only do one step. The year you give, that's all, nothing more than that. Save it. Come back. So let us stop here today, right?